Hey guys, Keith Cheeseware here, and welcome to Vader number 7. That's right, we're a whole week in. And today I'm going to talk you through my current gaming setup for early 2016. Okay, so let's get straight to it. First of all, CRT Retro Master Race. I got this little beauty for 15 bucks with the whole unit from a guy around the corner. So that was pretty good, but what you guys are probably... But not only do I have one CRT, I have two CRTs. And there's a good reason for that. One, my girlfriend got me this one as a present, and it wasn't quite big enough to replace my main CRT because, like, this one's pretty small screen. I mean, this isn't exactly 32 inches, but when you compare the two side by side playing a game, like, up close, like, you've got to have some decent size, especially with the, kind of PS2 Xbox kind of era library. This just doesn't quite cut it. The second reason why I have this is because it's got the inbuilt DVD and VHS player, which is good because that gives you pretty much the maximum quality you can get out of that, and I'm a big VHS fan. I've got a whole collection in the cupboards over there, but maybe that's for another day. Jasmine, back here. Sorry, Gemini. She's goth like that friggin' Harry Potter nerd. But she's doing my camera work for free, so whatever. Okay, but the third and most vital reason why I have this second CRT is because it has a SCART input on the back for RGB, and it does do RGB. I have an RGB cable for the PlayStations, and it is just so crystal on a good CRT. Like, you guys in America, you're missing out because you don't have any of these, but... yeah, but I don't often do that. This one's placed well for if I want to play in bed, for whatever reason, but I do most of my gaming stuff on here. Just quickly going through the last display thing before we get to the consoles. I also have a subwoofer in here, and two Logitech speakers here, and normally these two speakers would be behind my chair propped up on this old Mac here, because that's the only thing it's good for. But, because I've got the furniture moved around because I was recording the Need for Speed video, everything's a bit messed up at the moment. So yeah. So, onto the consoles that I have. Set up in my main rig, I currently have my first Xbox, a 9000 series PS2, which I'm actually having a couple of problems with because it's not loading games quickly enough and I'm getting some world-tearing problems, but no, it doesn't matter. I have a PS1. Now you might ask, why do you have a PS2 and a PS1? That's just a waste of space. Well, one, because I like the PS1. It looks cool. And two, because this one is actually mod chipped. I didn't mod chip it myself. I actually picked it up from a Salvos for 10 bucks and it was already mod chipped. So yes, so that helps me play my backup games and my international games that I have. And yes, by backup I mean pirated. But I didn't pirate them myself. Found them at garage sales and friggin' what's it called? Flea markets, that's the word. But yeah. And the final thing on my setup is this original grey N64 with the expansion pack in it. This is my first N64, but I got this for free off my girlfriend's friend, so that's nice. Even though I don't have any games that can take use of it. But yeah. Now you probably go, what's that? Sega over here. Well, this is not actually hooked up, as I talked about in my Sega cable video a couple days ago. But yeah, when I finally do get the cables to run this off, probably like a spare PS2 power supply, and when they finally give me the correct video cable, and I get a halfway decent controller instead of those crappy $3 ones on eBay. Don't buy them, by the way. They are absolutely terrible. Like legitimately terrible. Worse than the Retro Trio. But yeah, so this will be set up in here. Also, we'll have games. So, just quickly how these are hooked up. All these are hooked up currently with composite video. I sometimes hook up the PlayStations of SCART when I'm on that thing. You don't need a pen over there, Jazz. Gemini. Yeah, these are all hooked up with composite video. And you see these numbers here. Well, that tells me about which switcher settings I have to have it to. Now, my switches are up here. I have two different switch boxes. One has a switch on the front, the other has a switch on the top. You probably can't see the top one. But this bottom one selects either 1 for game mode, 2 for DVD and video, and 3 for PlayStation 1. Okay, and then when it's in one mode, this top one here, which you can't really see at all, switches between all the consoles, and that's doing me fine. I do have a switcher back here. Can I find it for you? Here it is. We have a nice purple switcher here, which does do S-Video. And eventually, I would like to convert this entire setup to S-Video, because it just looks so much better on these screens. Just like, not quite RGB, but it's close. But yeah, I need to buy the combo cable for that. There's one on eBay which will do all my setups, because I've already got one for PS2 and Wii. It's about 18 bucks, but I'm just not quite prepared to drop it right now when I have composite. Now, other consoles you see here, I've got a GameCube here and a Wii here. Neither of these are set up at the moment, mostly because I don't have any games for them, and I have a Wii U set up in the lounge room, but to play the Wii games, and I only have Super Mario Sunshine for this thing, which I'm just not too neat to play. But eventually I will set them up. I probably won't set this thing up though, unless I... Ooh, Freezer's fallen over. Whoops. Don't worry, I'll give you a tour of all that stuff sometime. But I probably won't set this guy up until I get a Game Boy player. And I do really want a Game Boy player. Or a Super Game Boy. That would be cool. Oh, I gotta give you guys the SNES garage sale story one day. Okay, I'm putting that one on the list. But anyway, so that's the main setup I have. I really would advise anyone who plays with PS2 or Xbox, get yourself a surround sound system. It makes all the difference. At that point, it doesn't matter whether you're running composite, S-Video component, anything. You have surround sound, it is just... Okay, but anyway, enough of that. I've also got a bunch of IKEA boxes down here. I use these for less popular game storage, storage of my spare consoles, like my Xbox. Also have another Xbox. Oh no, I don't. Where's my other Xbox gone? Where's my third Xbox? Oh yeah, there's my third Xbox. I got a spare Xbox. I've got a Pong system in there, bunch of plushes, like network routers, memory cards, peripherals, Game Boy storage in here, plug and plays. And so yeah, I keep this all storage. I like to play around with the different kinds of controllers I use. So for the PS2, I am running a legit Sony Blue, which is pretty cool. For PS1, if I can be bothered to use a special PS1 controller, I've got this nice True Blue one here. So again, blue. But yeah, that one's quite ergonomic. Very weighty. Gives it something to hold on to. A lot of rumble. I have a limited edition white one I use for the Xboxes, but I switch around. I have a lot of the different Xbox controllers I switch with. But one thing I would recommend to any N64 player is to get your hands on one of these. This is the Retrobit, or sometimes they're branded as Yobo N64 controller. And if you look here, it's kind of got like a PS1, PS2 stick. You can't click it, so it feels a little weird. But these ones, and there's also a variant with a normal stick, which I might splice in some footage right here of the one with the normal stick. These things are so much more ergonomic and so much more reliable than the standard N64 controllers. So if you're into N64, I would definitely advise getting one of these. I got this one for $9 from New Zealand. And yeah, it is just perfect. Had to paint the plug though, because you know, colors gotta match. That's how the N64 controllers roll. Okay, so that's the basics of my gaming setup at the moment. Normally I'd have a chair right here where I'm sitting. But, just, what are you doing? Get up. Okay. But, you see, back, a little while ago I had it all set up for how I recorded the, Need for Speed, game with the, dance mat. So what we're going to have to quickly do is just, do a little time warp, okay, go back in time to when all the recording stuff was set up, so I can show you that. Okay, ready? Okay, just deep breath in. Try not to hold it. Just kind of breathe out. Ready? Okay. 1, 2, 3. Whoa! Whoa! Ugh, that always gives me a buzz. Okay, so now we're back in time to before I cleaned up all this mess, and this is the recording setup I had for the Need for Speed on a Dance Mat video. You see the dance mats over there. And here's how I kind of set up the DVD player. So I got this DVD recorder very cheaply, $7.50 at a sort of thrift barn. So like, yeah, that was great. And the reason I bought it originally was because it had 2 SCART inputs on the back. So I thought, well, this can take RGB, which is better than I've ever seen any other DVD recorder do. So I grabbed it, looked through the menus, and it didn't have RGB. So that's why everything's in S-video quality. Haven't been completely happy with the quality I got from the Need for Speed video. It was a bit interlaced. I'm going to have to screw around with the options for that. But anywho, so how I kind of have the cable set up is I have S-video for PlayStation and the Wii back here. And so if I'm recording that, I just switch in my S-video cable. And I run the S-video cable into the front inputs here. Can they see him, Jez? Yeah, sister's recording. And so I run that cable in here. I run these gold-plated composite leads into the front of my TV so that I can monitor the operations. But just to avoid lag for like while I'm gaming, just so because I had a bit of lag with the Xenocracy video, I take the composite lead out of the combo S-video cable and swap out just the monitor lead with that. So that way I don't get any lag introduced by the DVD player. It's a bit of a mess, as you can see, but it works for now. Just got loose DVDs there, but yeah. So that's pretty much how I'm going to be recording my games. I do have a capture card, which I used for a bit of emergency footage on the Xenocracy vid, and for the entirety of the Star Wars vid, but I really didn't like the quality I was getting from it. It's pretty crap. So this, for now, is my best option. And I think that's about it. So that was Vita number 7, first weekend. And here's to 23 more. See ya.